where is Holly Go Solo going this time is the question.
So I've travelled solo around Australia pre-pandemic. I didn't catch COVID, but I definitely caught the travel bug. This year I travelled duo with my brother around Thailand, and I still dream about those mangoes every single night in my sleep. I most recently took a short trip away to Edinburgh, and so the question is now, where am I going next?
I can't believe this is happening. Literally, I genuinely don't know what to say. Oh my god, wow, where do we start? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. I actually cannot believe that I am sitting here and saying this and we're having this conversation because this has literally been a very long time coming. I mean, I have been to this place, but I've wanted to go back to this place, and I think you guys have always felt that this place for me to go would be like a perfect fit. And yeah, I'm in the UK, we do need a bit of stability, we need to ground ourselves. I'm in my room at my desk, and yeah, I mean, things are gonna start getting a bit crazy, chaotic, so we did need this calmness before the storm. But I'm going to talk to you guys a bit about like my plans, a bit of an update generally, and also answer some questions at the end of this video because I wanted to talk a bit about like Edinburgh just to like round off that trip and answer some questions that you guys sent in on Instagram about like anything travel related really. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As usual, definitely a like it if you do, and definitely like the video if you are just like excited for this adventure because I am honestly buzzing. It is currently Saturday and I leave next Tuesday, so I have like 2 full days left, or 2.5 days, because it's currently midday-ish. 11:57. oh my god, it's actually like midday. Wow. You may have worked it out from the title and the thumbnail, okay? I've been trying to learn this language since school, on and off, and yeah, that's where we're going. Do you know? I think you do know. I'm backpacking around Germany this summer and I'm just so excited. Like, I actually can't believe it's happening. I genuinely didn't think it was going to be Germany until one of you guys actually sent me a message on Instagram and told me about a very magical ticket. This one ticket that's going to hopefully get me around the whole of Germany. So just a bit of background about my German, if you didn't know. Basically, I started learning German at school. I did it as a GCSE, I didn't do it for A-level, but like learning a language in the UK, let me just emphasize, is not learning a language. You learn to memorize stuff and regurgitate it for like your speaking exam or your listening exam or your writing assessments or whatever. You don't learn the language. So I've never been fluent, but I've just loved the language and I've always wanted to be fluent, but I'm just gonna put it very plain and simply, I am not bilingual. I can only speak English, and my German is very rusty. Like, I've been trying to learn it on and off since leaving school and I haven't really succeeded. Like, my German's okay, but like I genuinely sound like a child when I try and speak German. I say things wrong, I'm very slow. And right now I feel like I know no German because I haven't spoken the language in a very long time. I haven't like taken any lessons or been keeping up with my language learning. I've really slacked on that front. But you know, we're going to Germany anyway and this is going to be a test. I'm not going to be fluent in 3 weeks, definitely not, and I don't expect to see any major changes in my German skills. But I can at least say I've been to Germany, I've immersed myself in the culture, I've hopefully tried to speak some German at the very least. Fingers crossed stuff will come back to me, you know, and when I'm hearing the language a lot. But you know, it could go one of 2 ways, and I have a jam-packed itinerary, as you guys probably expect. It's a very classic Holly Go Solo itinerary, it's full of colours. I'm hopefully trying to see a lot of different places in the country, and that leads me on to basically talk about how I'm getting around and what my plan is. So I'm there for 3 weeks, and I'm hoping to like travel around and see quite a few different places. We have a golden ticket for this trip, I'm gonna say, and as I said, one of you guys sent me a message on Instagram telling me about this €9 rail ticket. That is essentially the reason why Germany is the place I'm going this summer, and that ticket for €9 within 1 month, you can basically travel on most trains, well, regional trains, trams, buses, U-Bahn, S-Bahn systems. You can basically get yourself around Germany with one ticket that will cost you €9. And I was like, I have to do this. Like, there is no better time to go to Germany than now because they're doing this €9 rail ticket. And basically how it works is that if you buy the ticket, say in the middle of July, it will only work in July, so you'd have to buy a new ticket for August. So I will be buying a ticket for July, and then I might have to buy a second one for the start of August, but we'll just see. I mean, it's only €9. As I said, you can only get on like regional trains, so you can't use the high-speed ones. So you do have to take slower trains, and I feel like some of my journeys between the different places are going to be very long. And another concern of mine is that it is summer, peak season. I feel like the trains are going to be very busy. I'm not in Germany, I don't know the situation. If you guys are in Germany, please tell me down below what it's like so I can just get a bit of a heads up. And that's why I'm a bit worried about this trip, because I have a full itinerary. I want to be in Stuttgart, I want to go to Munich, I want to go to Berlin, you know, I want to go to all of these places, and I have my route planned out. But it just depends on how busy the trains are. Can I actually get these trains? Can I actually get myself on and off the trains without getting lost is the big question. Will I be able to get around Germany on just €9? I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to see. Is it actually going to work? The reason why they've brought out this ticket as well is to encourage the use of more public transport systems. So I think it's a really great incentive and a really cool idea. Honestly, shout out to one of you guys who actually sent me that message, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing this and I wouldn't be going to Germany. My original itinerary, okay, for 3 weeks was crazy, okay? I was like in different places for like 2-3 days, that was it. But then I've had to rethink a few things, and I've like tried to slow the pace down a bit, but I'm still trying to see like 6 or 7 places, I think. Okay, let me just look at my colourful itinerary, which I'll probably share with you guys after this trip if you are interested. I'm trying to hopefully see 7 places in 3 weeks. Yes. Is it gonna happen? Who knows? Just to address plan B, because I really think it's important to have a plan B in this situation, I will just like take out a lot of the destinations, and I'll pick like 3 or 4 and spend like quite a few days in these different places and just like explore those in a bit more detail. And as I said before, like it's peak season, it is summer, it's going to be busy. And so I've already booked my flights, which were really cheap actually. And the reason why my flights were actually really cheap is because I'm not taking my 70-litre rucksack. I'm only taking carry-on luggage, so like my day bag and my new 40-litre rucksack, which came with me to Edinburgh, and that is hopefully going to be easier for me to carry around on the trains and stuff. I won't be like ramming other people with this huge 70-litre rucksack. And yeah, I don't think I need more than 40 litres for 3 weeks. Like I definitely think that's doable. I just need to really be strategic about what I'm packing. Although my flights were so cheap, I have had to pre-book a lot of my accommodation because places were selling out so fast. I've pre-booked with like a lot of free cancellations, so if I do have to change my plans, it means I won't lose my money. I've just had to like pre-book rooms, and I've booked a mixture of like dorm rooms and private accommodation, just because when I travel and work. I essentially take my life at home and I take it with me on the go. So I still have to be able to be on my emails, edit videos, add voiceovers, do Holly Genius stuff. Like I work and I travel. This is me backpacking, this is me living my life, but just living my life on the go, which is what I really want to do at the moment, and it's like my long-term plan for this next chapter in my life. I'll talk more about that in like other videos because I have like big plans. The accommodation is going to be a bit more expensive in the summer season, I've noticed, but I was like, you know, I really have to take advantage of this ticket. And based on other things that I've got planned at home, I've had to fit this trip around those dates. Honestly, please leave me your recommendations. Like if you live in Germany, if you are traveling around the country right now, tell me about the train situation. What's it like? Give me your recommendations. Like I've done my research, I kind of know what I want to do and see, but with this trip I am very flexible, okay? As you can imagine, I have this plan B and we're just going to be assessing the situation. But honestly, I will be reading all of your recommendations. I cannot guarantee I'll be able to see all of them or do all of them, but honestly, I know a lot of you guys will have so much to say. Another thing to throw into the mix is that hopefully I'm going to be marathon training when I'm in Germany. I'm just like looking at my itinerary. I've blocked out all my runs and stuff as well. And I'm like, wow, Holly, this is very ambitious. Like, I think this is my most ambitious Holly Goes Solo adventure yet. So that is essentially the update. That's where I'm going. And I mean, I do feel like Germany, even though it's really close to the UK, like my flight is only about an hour or something, I do feel like there is going to be quite a big culture shock. When I went on a school trip, like we stayed in one place or something. We went to Phantasialand, which honestly was the best thing. Like my favorite thing about that trip. I was very homesick at the time, but oh my gosh, we went to Phantasialand. I don't know where that is, but yeah, that was so fun. We like tried to learn some German when we were there, but realistically we didn't learn anything. So yeah, I feel like it is going to be quite a big culture shock. Like when I think of Germany, based on my research, I do think of like castles, fairy tale looking castles, which look so cool. I think the transport system is really good in Germany. I am very excited for Berlin. Munich as well has been like top of my list. I did actually apply to TUM for my masters. As you guys know, I didn't get in, they rejected me. Cash used to be quite a big thing in Germany, but I think since the pandemic a lot of places have switched to card payments, which I'm hoping is true, so please like let me know down below if you know. I've also learned that apparently shops don't open on Sundays, which is something I didn't know. Hopefully we're gonna find some good vegan food as well when we're out there. So yeah, something else I actually had on my list, this just reminded me looking at my phone, rye bread. I think of Germany and rye bread. I think it's gonna be great. Anyway, I'm gonna go to my Instagram and answer some of your questions that you sent in about traveling in general. I was gonna say this is gonna be quick fire, but a lot of these questions need like detail, you guys. Are you going to use your Osprey Trek 70 again, and can you recommend buying it? Yes, I do think I'll take it with me again at some point, and I would definitely recommend it. I think it's such a good rucksack. Being a girl, how to make sure you are safe from creepy people. Sometimes it's beyond your control, but like you just have to be sensible. You have to have your wits about you. Don't, you know, like go out late at night on your own. If you feel uncomfortable, go and say something to someone, you know, don't just be quiet about it. Get yourself out of situations if you feel uncomfortable as soon as possible. Now, the thing I will say, because I realized this when I went to Edinburgh, obviously I was in Thailand with my brother Matthew, and I felt safer probably, yes, with him. And then going to Edinburgh alone as like my first solo trip away again, I did immediately put my guard up. Like I was immediately a bit more on edge. I was a bit more apprehensive going into certain situations or conversations, and like it's just crazy how when you do travel solo you do immediately put a guard up, and you have to trust that. You have to trust your gut instinct. Where would you recommend for a first time traveler on a budget? I would 100% recommend somewhere in Southeast Asia. Like Thailand would be like your best bet. The flights are going to be a bit more, yes, but you can book them in advance, get them cheaper, and when you're out there, honestly everything is so incredibly cheap, especially if you do come from a westernized country, which is obviously a privileged situation, but your money does go so far. Food is so cheap, accommodation is so cheap, and I have my Thailand itinerary for like a month, which you can download for free, so I recommend you do that. It's safe as well, very well traveled, an amazing country. I want to go back like literally right now. We're gonna turn to some Edinburgh questions. Right, would you recommend the hostel you stayed in at Edinburgh? I'm going this Monday to do the same. I don't know if you're already gonna be there, but I'm gonna ask this anyway. So I stayed at the Kick-Ass Grass Market in Edinburgh, and I would recommend the hostel. I would recommend staying in a smaller dorm. If you're a female, stay in a female only, but they do also have like pod style dorms which are really cool, or like private rooms. But I would recommend the hostel. Like it was marketed on this blog post that I read as like the best party hostel. I would just say that it's a social hostel. You can talk to people and meet people there. It's not necessarily like a party hostel, like really loud and music blaring all the time. It was just a place for anyone. There were so many different people there, but it just is a social place. You can meet people there, okay? So I would recommend it. I thought it was a good hostel, but I do think hostels outside the UK, as I said in that video, are better. Not gonna lie. Anything you wanted to do in Scotland but didn't have enough time? Honestly, so much. I only went to Edinburgh just because it was a short trip away, but I wanted to see other places in Scotland. I want to do like big hikes along the coast, like just so much I would have done had I maybe planned it as a bigger backpacking trip. How do you balance work with traveling? It's hard, don't get me wrong, it is hard, and it means that I do have to stay on it, but I have mentioned this, like what helps me is having to-do lists for every day, and I do make sure I put time aside to do some work and to fit things in, and because I want to do that and I'm dedicated and determined that I will get it done, I just make it happen. Top thing you did in Edinburgh. Honestly, I think it was my challenge on the last day, walking a marathon, doing the 7 Hills challenge. it was just so fun. I was so in my element. I couldn't have been happier doing that. Genuinely, I loved it so much. But I think if I had to pinpoint one thing, it was like climbing Arthur's Seat. Please do that if you're in Edinburgh. I loved it so much, especially if you love nature. But even if you don't, the views are incredible and it's such a fun hike. How much do you pre-book before / as you go? So this very much depends, and it's a question that I'm still trying to like answer myself and find the answer to, because for example with Thailand, we booked our flights and we booked like the first week of accommodation or something, but after that we were booking as we went along, and we were booking transport as well as we went along. With Germany, however, I have booked my flights and I've been pre-booking accommodation with free cancellation, as I said, but I've like literally booked all my accommodation for this whole trip if it goes to plan, because I'm worried about places selling out, because it's busy, because prices might change. And so I don't really know what the best approach is to take. So any more experienced travelers out there, please let me know your thoughts on that. The final question is a big one. Is there going to be a change to your hair before the trip? Hashtag Bob. For this one, I genuinely don't think I have time. But going forwards, and if I go somewhere hot again, because I'm thinking about maybe going somewhere in September, if I do go somewhere that's hot and like humid and stuff, I don't know if I'll just like cut it all off again, because it's so much easier to have shorter hair, especially when you're traveling around hotter countries. But there is part of me that wants to grow my hair out and I don't know what to do. Do we want long curls, short curls? I don't know. So yeah, that is me. That's my ramble of the day. I love talking to you guys and I love sharing all of this stuff. As I said, I'll talk to you guys a bit more about packing, insurance, the €9 rail ticket, and yeah, I'm honestly buzzing. And yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, definitely give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you are new, and hit the bell so you know when I upload. And as always, I'll speak to you very soon in another video. Bye! Literally, I'm so excited! Yeah, I feel like I just need to sort out the blind just a little bit. When it's sunny in the UK, I'm not going to complain, okay? But the lighting will just change throughout the video. Like, look at that lighting changing. We're not complaining, okay? I complain enough about the weather anyway. Magic ticket, magical ticket. We're very dull right now. Yeah, thank you, lighting. Water break it is. It's gonna be actually mud. Let's answer some questions, yeah. Right. Oh, there it is. Guys, I'm actually so worried. Hallo, guten Tag. Ich heiße Holly. Ich bin... Oh, wow. How old am I? 24 Jahre alt. Ich wohne in England. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, aber es ist sehr schlecht. Im Moment, ja, schlecht. Ich muss besser bekommen. Ich weiß nicht. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Bye.